All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews. We're back with more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1. It's episode 14. It is called T.A.H.I.T.I. So, full spoilers if you've not seen this episode. Another huge episode. While maybe this show had a little trouble finding its legs, it's found them here. These past few episodes are just been in full swing. I'd say, you know what? Almost the entirety of this season now, rewatching it after all this time. This first season's fucking excellent. As far as what it is, I mean, it has been exciting pretty much the whole time. There's been a couple of missteps, but this is another one that just knocks it out of the park. And where we get left off, where Sky's been shot by Ian Quinn because the clairvoyant wanted him to. Deathlock is off killing a whole bunch of people. And S.H.I.E.L.D. has Ian Quinn now in custody. And it's time to try to save Sky's life. And so, yeah, the whole beginning of this is them at the hospital. And basically, Sky's dead. Like, they just need to put her affairs in order. They can't save her. And that pretty much... this kind of situation shows what these people are to each other. I mean, they'll go to the ends of the earth already for each other. And so that's just not good enough. And so they get her out of there. And Coulson wants them to start going through all the things, all the research, all the paperwork, everything that they use to save his life. So Fitz and Simmons have to get on that and try to figure out what's going on. Because if they can do it to Coulson, then they can try to find a way to save Sky. Meanwhile, as this is going on, the S.H.I.E.L.D. knows that they've got Ian Quinn and they want them to turn him over, but Coulson's not going to do that, and so they send Agent Garrett, who is Ward's old S.O. So things are going to get interesting really quickly. And Agent Garrett is played by the late, great Bill Paxton, who is fucking killing it in this. In fact, I'm sorry, I've liked Bill Paxton over the years. But this is probably easily one of my absolute top 3 favorite performances by Bill Paxton. He's having so much fun here. And it's not even like, he's stealing scenes, but he's not chewing scenery. And that's what I love about this character and the way Bill played it. And it's so fucking sad that he died like right after this, right? It's been pretty much since the end of this, and he went. He had like I don't know if it was the same thing as the Patrick Swayze kind of thing, but I think didn't Bill Paxton have a show briefly before he died? I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter. He's great in this. As he knows Ward, he knows Coulson. They've all got history, and you can tell that Garrett's more of the opposite of Coulson. Even though Coulson's been very much like Garrett these days, because it seems like Coulson used to be very, like Nick. Now he's taking more chances and being more risky. And I think that's probably why Nick has him out there, is because they need somebody like Coulson to be able to kind of go rogue a little bit maybe and question things. And Garrett, he's been disobeying his whole career, which makes you wonder a few things going forward. Like, why didn't we see, now that we know that he's Ward's SO, it's kind of easy to see a little bit where the influence comes from. And there's a lot of influence that Garrett carries under the subtext between him and Ward, and what's going on with their relationship in the past, and how clearly he's had a big effect on Ward's life. And especially there's that very telling line that's going to come back and bite everybody on the ass. And when they're saying they're having a conversation about acting wild or something like that. And Garrett looks at Ward and says, "Yeah, you'll never believe what I've talked this boy into doing before." That is some freaking foreshadowing like a mother. Because they get this, he has this look, and he's looking at Ward as he says it, and you go, oh my God, after the fact, going back and rewatching this episode, he is telling Like, he's gloating. You just don't know it yet. And that's fantastic. It's a fantastic little bit of foreshadowing. I don't always like it, but when it's done right, that's freaking badass. When it changes the way you watch the episode the next time you watch it, that is good foreshadowing. So anyway, they end up being able to find this place that's out like in the middle of, like, practically so far up in the mountains that nobody find it. And it's the place where they did the work on Coulson. Now, the thing about how they found this and everything is that they realize, first Fitz and Simmons had to go through all their Tony Stark mapping stuff to like deep dive into all the information, because the doctors, including the Ryan Glass character, nobody has any record of these people. And so they really had to dive in, and they had to go after Ian Quinn. So Ian Quinn, he gets the shit kicked out of him, like bad. And the whole time they don't understand that he can't tell them what they want to know, and he can't even tell them that he's talking to me right now, like typing in his little things. And that's, okay, let's talk about the typing in front of your eyeballs. I don't know how they're doing it, but when you think about it, that doesn't seem like, okay, I guess they must all have like special contacts or whatever, but it just seems so, I don't know, unfathomably impossible to have people typing in your eyeballs. But I know that they just say it's a new technology we don't understand, but it's done in like that old computer typing way that I don't know. Anyway, he can't tell anybody that the guy's giving him his orders through his eyeballs, so without getting killed. And so he has to just keep taking these beatings. Everybody that is involved with the clairvoyant is at his mercy. And part of me is wondering, and I remember when if you've watched any of my other reviews, I think I said that the clairvoyant was going to end up being like underwhelming. And I'm not 100%, but it's not Garrett. I hope part of me wants to say that the clairvoyant might be Garrett, because I don't remember every last detail of this season, but I'm like kind of 50-50 on that. Because there's that great scene where he's talking to Quinn and saying all this negative stuff about the clairvoyant, and I almost feel like the way he's saying it is to just throw everybody completely off the scent. Even like it's even more gloating, like, I'm the clairvoyant, I'm talking shit about like him and you and all this stuff, and I don't know. We're going to find out in like the next episode, I think. But they get there and they unfortunately have to shoot their way in, or hack their way and shoot their way past the guards, because they don't have the correct response to what they ask them, which is I don't know, something about the temperature somewhere like in Turkey or Istanbul or something like that. And anyway, they get in there and they have to shoot those poor two dudes who are just doing their job sitting at the top of a fucking mountain. That would suck. But all the stuff is there. And eventually, they get what they need, but there's a bomb that goes off because it's like a fail-safe that if intruders come and there's a timer that goes off, and if the guards that were there don't turn it off themselves, the thing keeps going and blows everything up. So they've only got a certain amount of time to get out of there, and they're looking for a certain code, like GH25 or 325, or GH325, I think it's called, and it's what they found that helped save Coulson. And so they find it, and then there's this little like, where did Coulson go situation, and when they find him, he's telling them to not use this stuff on Skye. But unfortunately, Skye's going to die no matter what, so they give it to her. And kind of against Coulson's wishes. But it ends up saving her life. Real quickly, I forgot to mention that this is also the first appearance of Agent Triplet, who's a pretty good character. He kind of starts out as, I wasn't sure about this guy. Because he kind of just comes in with a way more swagger, like just kind of ingratiating himself up to the place, to the people, and always being a Fitz and Simmons shipper. Anybody that tries to get in the way of that relationship, no matter who they are, is going to piss me off. And so Trip, I'm sorry, but they wrote you as a possible love interest for Simmons, so I kind of can't like you 100%, even though you're a great guy. But eventually it all works out, and I'm getting into future episodes. But I like Trip as a character. He's a really good character. But so to get back to everything then, we find out that this is why Coulson didn't want that put inside of her. It's because the stuff they put in him and the stuff they're going to put in Skye comes from a Kree warrior that they've had in like stasis, dead stasis or something. I don't know if he's alive or not. I guess he'd have to be alive or something. Some sort of like cryogenically, you know, I don't know. It looks like the tank that Luke was in, but sitting on its side. And none of the tubes. But you know what I'm getting at. Way more description than I needed. So yeah, that means Coulson's got Kree blood, and Skye's about to have Kree blood, and does now. And what does that mean? And that's crazy town. We got Garrett takes off, but says we'll probably be back sooner rather than later because Trip's got a crush on Simmons. But I don't think that's what he really means when we're going to see each other very soon. Nick Fury being incommunicado, not being able to get a hold of him. So we know this is Winter Soldier time. This is going to be the Winter Soldier crossover that we're hitting right now. In fact, it's like in the middle. Everything's probably going down, and that's why he can't get a hold of Fury. So this was just another great episode. So much to do. Clark Gregg is great in this. Just all the different emotions that he goes through trying to save her, and how to be, you know, am I doing the right thing? That kind of stuff. Bill Paxton, love you, man. Why did you have to die? All the good ones go. May, she kind of doesn't get that much to do in this episode, but be like, you know, kind of there for the other characters. But it's just a phenomenal episode all across the board. And I'm going to be doing the next one probably here in the next couple of hours. So if you liked this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. I am going to be at C2E2 on Saturday, the 23rd. I don't have a booth or nothing. But I'm going to be trying to get some little bits of videos for the channel. I'm going to be definitely got myself set up to get an autograph from Clark Gregg of the show. And hopefully I'm going to try to get him to answer just one question from me that I can use for a video that's coming up. And I'm going to ask him what it was like to work with Bill Paxton in season 1 and see if he gives me anything. It's just you know, I can try. That's all. I'm really excited though to be doing that because I'm going to meet him and I'm going to meet Ming-Na Wen from the show on that Saturday. So it's like in just over a week from now, a little like a week and a half from now, I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be coming back from C2E2 though with as much cool stuff. It's my first con, so I'm going to be doing a lot in one day. Hopefully I get some good stuff to put on the channel from that. So anyway, this is Robert Smirking Gun Reviews saying have a great day. We will see you on the next video and have fun. I don't know what that meant. Bye.